Hi everyone, today I am reviewing for you the Instapot Duo 80. It's 8 quarts and it's a 7-in-1 multi-use programmable pressure cooker. The price generally runs around $100 for this model in particular. There's a lot of competing products currently on the market. Instapot itself competes against itself. It has a lot. Maybe 6 or 7 different versions of this same pot in different sizes with different functions. It also gives itself a lot of different price points, so if you're looking to start, you're a little intimidated and you want to try something smaller, not make the big investment, you can get something similar for like 69 bucks, but smaller, maybe 2 quart or 3 quart. There's a lot of competing brands as well. Some of the better known brands are like Cuisinart or Mueller. They've tried to do something pretty similar, has similar features, similar price point, and a lot of people are familiar with their names, so feel comfortable buying them. Instapot was one of the first, so they really broke the market and helped explain the products to consumers, and people like Cuisinart are kind of riding on those coattails and developing their own. There's also more deluxe brands like Breville. Now they're like $270 for their pot. I personally looked at what they offer. It didn't look like a whole lot different from what Instapot offers. The only difference is that, you know, maybe Breville has a really recognizable name. So there's also lower end brands like Go Wise and Elite Platinum. Those are like Walmart type brands. They don't have as good a product review, but some people only want to spend $39 on something like this that they're not comfortable with. They don't understand yet. But really, you're going to do better investing in something in the mid-range and solid like the Instapot brand. So I bought mine on Amazon. Amazon pretty much carries every brand you can think of, but Walmart also carries them, and most box stores now carry these as well. They're just a pretty common item. You know, your smartest move to me is kind of what I did, which was I waited till around Christmas, and then Amazon offered what is usually a $100 Instapot for $79. So they run really good sales on them, both on Amazon and at Walmart. So let's talk about the features. Let's see, it's kind of your all-in-one device. So it's going to do as 14 smart programs. So you have the ability to cook rice. If you're talking about something multigrain like quinine or something like that, you can make porridge. There's a steam option for like vegetables and stuff like that. There's one for soup. There's one for meats and stews. Beans, poultry. You can turn it into a slow cooker by just changing the top out. Of course, it does your pressure, and you can choose, you know, how much pressure you want to use, which is nice. And you can also make yogurt in it, which is kind of cool. I've not done that yet. And the bottom can be used to saute, so if you want to saute onions prior to like making a stew or something, you can get the feel of like a pan from it. Okay, so those are the basic things, but what's cool about it is it's basically like a slow cooker, a pressure cooker, a yogurt maker, a steamer, and a rice cooker all in one. So instead of having all of those items at your house, you can just have this, which is awesome. So the Duo has an 8-quart cooking capacity. So basically a family of 5 or more, this is the size you would want to make, you know, portions that would work. It has a microprocessor that basically monitors the temperature, keeps time, adjusts heating intensity, and for the whole duration of the cooking. So it kind of takes all that worry out of your hands. It's one of the best parts about it. You can just set it and walk away. And at the end of it, you've got a meal made. Whereas on the stove, you're always fussing with it and worrying about it. The accessories that come with it include, you get this cool little stainless steel steam rack. So for instance, I made sweet potatoes the other day, and I set them on top of this and had water in the bottom and steamed them to cook them. They were really good. You also get a little measuring cup to help, because you always have liquid in here of some kind. You also get a little soup spoon. You get an awesome little rice thing because it's great for cooking rice. Of course, you have your manual and a cool book of recipes. Of course, online you can find a ton of recipes. You also get your 8-quart stainless steel cooking pot. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about the value proposition of the Instapot. What sets it apart from a lot of the other cookers is this stainless steel insert. A lot of the other ones have aluminum or non-stick, and health conscious people nowadays, they really stay away from that sort of thing. I also bought this neat one, which is actually ceramic, or coated in ceramic to cook with. So there's a lot of accessories and things you can do to kind of change it up. Let's see. Another great thing about the value with the Instapot is they're known to be quality. They're easy to use, they're durable, they produce really good, consistent results. And their price is right in the middle. You get a lot for what you're paying for. The value to me personally is that it saves a ton of cooking time. And when I get home from work, I don't feel like making some long, drawn-out meal. For instance, for brown rice, it takes 30 minutes to make your rice. On the stove, you're talking 60 minutes. So it cuts your time in half. You can also cook meat, even if it's frozen solid. So say you forgot to put out the chicken, there's ways to go ahead and cook that, in a pretty reasonable amount of time. So the strengths and weaknesses. For the Instapot, the biggest strengths are the brand recognition. They really educated the consumers about these things, how to use them, how great they are, and people trust them. They have a fantastic reputation. For instance, on Amazon, where I bought mine, they have 4.5 stars out of 5 with over 26,000 reviews, which, if you know anything about Amazon, it's hard to, keep everybody happy. And that's pretty amazing, statistics for them. So they also keep things interesting. They're constantly coming out with new models that offer new stuff. For instance, I don't need it now because I'm done having kids, but they have a new one that offers a way to sanitize baby bottles, which I think is fantastic because that can be a real pain, and this could be a real time saver for new parents. The weakness to me, the biggest one is this rubber grommet. You have a rubber grommet that, of course, seals the pot, but the problem is it absorbs the smell. So say you made something with curry in it, then this thing, even after you wash it, it kind of smells like curry. And then if you're trying to make something sweet or, with a totally different, set of taste, you worry about that kind of smell moving into the food you're making. So you can replace these, and you have to replace these every so often, but that to me is a kind of an issue. Now some people will just have separate grommets for separate types of food, like for meat or if they're baking something or whatever. The other downside to me is that I actually had a traditional pressure cooker, so like if I canned, it was like a pressure pot for that. This actually can't do that. It can do what a water canner can do, but it can't actually, like if I had tomato sauce I made and I wanted to can it, I can't actually use this pressure cooker. I'd have to use a traditional stovetop one. And I think that's a real negative because a lot of people who like to can would love to be able to use this to do that. Let's see, other kind of weaknesses. Some people are super intimidated by pressure cookers. They're kind of scary. They put out a lot of heat when you're done, and you can burn yourself if you're not careful. So having to educate people every time they're considering buying a pot, it can be, I'm sure, tedious for the company. But I really feel like, overall, I love mine and other people do. And if you think about crock pots and how just a part of our culture they've become, I think this is the more modern approach because people don't want 6 different, items in their house. And because this can do so much, I think this is the route people are going to go instead of just buying, a crock pot, a rice cooker, and all the rest. So that's basically my review of the Instapot, and I hope you all liked it, and you might want to consider trying one yourself. Thank you.